Hi everyone, welcome to this step-by-step tutorial on setting up your LinkedIn profile. Whether you're a student, a recent graduate, or a professional looking to enhance your online presence, having a strong LinkedIn profile is essential. In this video, we'll go over everything you need to create a compelling LinkedIn profile that attracts right connections and opportunities. Today, we'll be seeing how to set up your profile picture, the background image, your LinkedIn profile, and also add a bit about our profile in the About section, update the education, add any experiences that we have, skills, add about the projects that we worked on, courses that we have taken, and also about the organizations that we are a part of. And with all this done, we'll have the basic LinkedIn profile set up. And then comes the next step, which is job search and networking. So let's get started. And first things first, let's talk about your profile picture. This should be a clear, professional headshot where your face is well lit and visible. Avoid casual photos or group pictures. A good rule of thumb is to dress as you would for a job interview. Now, to add the profile picture, click on the plus button near where the profile picture comes and upload the photo you want from your desktop. And if it looks good, click on Save Photo, and that's it. You have set up your profile picture. Next is your background image. This is a great opportunity to showcase your interests. You can use an image related to your industry or something that represents your work. Click on the camera icon on the top right corner and select the photo you want from your desktop. Here, I'm just going to upload an image saying the University of Texas at Dallas. And if it's look good, click on apply, and there it is. You have your background also set up. Next is your LinkedIn profile, which comes just below your name. This is one of the first things that people see when they visit your profile. Instead of just listing your job title or major, try to highlight your expertise and what you bring to the table. To add this, click on the edit button on the side of your profile, and a window will open showing your first name, last name, and some of the basic details that you gave while signing up. You'll, you'll see a box labeled headline, and this is where you give your headline. And if you're plan to become a data scientist, adding something like an aspiring data scientist doing bachelor's at UTD and who's passionate about business insight will give you an edge over others. And it looks better. You can also add about your internship or job if you have one under the current position by clicking on the plus button and entering the details. Also, you need to add the industry that your job was related to. You would have likely add your education during sign up, but double check this and edit or update if needed. If you have a personal website or a portfolio, you can include the link to that in the contact information section to showcase your work. Once everything looks good, hit save, and that wraps up the initial setup for your LinkedIn profile. Next, we'll move to the About section. The About section on LinkedIn is an extended version of your professional self-introduction, and it's a great place to tell your story. Use this space to summarize who you are, what you're passionate about, and what you're looking for professionally. Try to write this as a short 3-paragraph narrative that gives viewers well-rounded information of who you are without being too long. Once you've got the information, click on the Add Profile section and click on the Add About button, and you can now paste or write down what you have prepared for your About section. Now, make sure to add your top 5 skills also here. Since Timok is a data scientist, we'll be adding skills like SQL, Python, machine learning, data visualization, and statistics. After you have added everything, click on Save. But make sure you add all your technical skills as they hold the most value to recruiters and help match your profile with the right opportunities. The next section to complete on your LinkedIn profile is the education section. Adding your education helps employers understand your academic background. So be sure to include your school name, degree, major, and graduation dates if you have already graduated. For most of us, our current university, UT Dallas, would already be up there since we would have added it during the sign up. However, if you would like to add a previous education, such as your high school or any other institution, click on the Add Profile section and go to Add Education, and you can add the details there. But since our university is already listed, we'll scroll down to the education part, click on the Edit button, and add the necessary details. Don't forget to add your degree, field of study, your start date, the end date, and other information like activities or societies that you are part of, or any description, or any skills that you want to connect with UTD. After you have updated everything, don't forget to click Save. And that's it. You have added education to your LinkedIn profile. Next, let's move on to the experience section in your LinkedIn profile. This part highlights your work background and helps employers understand the practical experience you have gained. If you have held any jobs, internships, or part-time roles such as working in a lab or on campus, be sure to list them here. Clearly mention your job title, the organization, location, dates of employment, and whether you're currently working here. We'll use the example of a front desk assistant position here. Start by going to the Add Profile section, navigate to the Add Person, and click on it. You'll see a window pop up. Click on the title that you want, the employment type, and also the name of the company you're working for. If you are currently working there, make sure to check the box that says I currently work here. For the start date, select the appropriate month and year. Here, let's say August 2023. Also, make sure to add the location of your work and also the location type, whether you're working on site, remote, or hybrid. In the description box, write a few lines about what you did in this role. You can take the bullets in your resume and have them here. Focus on what you did and how you added value to the role. After that, scroll down and add a couple of skills that you have used in this particular role. You can add skills like documentation, office administration, problem solving, anything that applies for the role that you're working. And after everything looks good, click on Save. Just like that, you have added your first work experience in LinkedIn. Now let's move on to the skill section of your LinkedIn profile. This is where you showcase the tools, technologies, and abilities that are relevant to your field. Start by clicking on the Add Profile section and scroll to the Skills part and click on Add Skills. We have already added a few skills like SQL, Advanced Statistics, and Python. Now take a moment to reflect on your field and identify other key skills that are commonly expected. This can differ based on whether you're in data science, biology, engineering, or business. A few skills have been suggested based on the profile that you have built. You can select from those also. Once you know what's relevant, go ahead and list the skills you have gained through coursework, internships, or projects. A great feature of LinkedIn is that you can associate each skill with specific experiences or roles where you have applied them. This helps recruiters see not just what you know, but how and where you use that knowledge. Here we'll be adding something relevant to the profile that you have built. For example, data analytics, and you can associate with University of Texas, Dallas, and click Save. You can also search for skills here and click on them. And again, associate them with the experience and click on Save. There's no limit, and the more detailed your profile is, the better it will reflect your capabilities. So add more skills and take a moment to fill this before moving on. Now that you've added your skills, let's move on to the project section. Projects are a great way to showcase practical experience, especially if you're still early in your career or haven't had a chance to work full time in the field yet. Click on the Add Profile section and find and select Add Projects. Here, you can add any personal, academic, or group projects you worked on. Be sure to include a title. For example, here, let's add the project Sentiment Analysis. and write a short description about the project or your role in it or the outcomes or the results of the project. If you used any specific skills, you can mention that here. For example, I'm adding Python and natural language processing here. If you forgot to list a skill earlier, adding it here will automatically update it in your skills section also. You can also include the start and end date of a project, or second, I am currently working on this project to show that it's an ongoing one. If you collaborated with teammates who are also on LinkedIn, you can tag them here by clicking on Add Contributor. And optionally, you can associate the project with your university or workplace. Once you save it, your project becomes a strong visual on your profile, reinforcing your experience. Right after projects, you also have the option to add relevant courses. These can show employers what kind of technical or foundational training you have received. For this, click on Add Profile section, go to Add Courses, and type in the course name. For example, Intro to Data Science. And if you know the course number, you can add that as well. And you can also link it with the institution that you're studying in right now. This adds another layer of credibility to your academic background and helps connect the dots between your education and your career goals. One of the key sections I recommend adding to your LinkedIn profile is organizations. Getting involved in student or professional organizations is an excellent way to build leadership, teamwork, and communication skills, qualities that employers actively look for. Showcasing your involvement demonstrates that you are proactive and ready to contribute in any team environment. To add this, go to the Add Profile section and click on Organizations. Type in the name of the organization that you are a part of. And if you held a leadership position, add that as well. Also, associate the organization with your institution or workplace. Now, if you are an ongoing member, you can click on it, or otherwise, you could give the respective dates. Here, I'm giving the starting date of January 2025. You can also give a description on what are your contributions or achievements while you are a part of the organization. For example, if you are responsible for public relations, you could say something like, you designed and implemented a strategic awareness campaign to increase club visibility on campus, successfully boosting membership by 20%. Clear, measurable impact statements like these go a long way in making your profile stand out to recruiters. Now click on Save, and you have added your first organization in LinkedIn. With that, you have successfully added the essential components of your LinkedIn profile. But there are a few more sections you can use to further strengthen it. If you have earned any certifications or licenses, definitely add those under the respective sections. These credentials help employers see that you have taken the initiative to develop your skills. If you have contributed to any publications or patents or have received scholarships, honors, or awards, there are dedicated sections for each of those. Take time to add them. They help tell your story and highlight your accomplishments. And finally, if you had more experiences that weren't covered earlier, like volunteer experience or additional projects, you can add those as well. With all of that, your LinkedIn profile is now set up with a strong foundation. One more important step is to make sure your profile is visible to everyone. For this, click on the Edit button next to your public profile and URL, and it opens a new window. If you scroll down, you'll see an option to make your profile's public visibility to public. Click on this and turn this on. This way, anyone who views your profile can see all the information you have added. If you don't have this set, visitors won't be able to access everything that you have shared. Additionally, it's a good idea to customize your LinkedIn URL to something shorter and more shareable. Click on the edit button next to your URL and make it smaller to something easier, and click on save. This makes it easier for people to find and remember your profile. In LinkedIn, if you are currently open to work, LinkedIn offers an option to add a banner to your profile, letting recruiters know you're actively seeking opportunities. This is completely optional, but if you choose to use it, you can specify the job titles you're interested in, the details of the position, and whether you're actively looking or casually applying for it. To do this, click on the Open To button and finding a new job option. And you can give the job title that you want to add or you want to work in. You can check whether it's on-site or hybrid or whether you want to work in a remote position. You can give the locations that you prefer to work. You can also add whether you're actively applying or you're casually looking. There's also an option where you can make this only visible to recruiters or all LinkedIn members, and that's up to you. Once you have made these adjustments, make sure to save everything. With that, you have added everything and set up your basic profile. You're all set. The next step is getting connected with others and staying active on LinkedIn. But we'll dive into that in more detail in the next video on how to grow your LinkedIn presence. Now you're ready to network, connect, and advance your career with the help of LinkedIn. Your next opportunity could be just a connection away. Thanks for watching and best of luck.